here we using namespace std to make the code easier to write and shorter or briefly. Here we have integer d which is the diameter. We can find it as by multiplying the radius by 2, and the double circumference we can find it by multiplying 2 by pi multiplying by r, which is the radius. Area, this is for area, the role of area. Here we can finally ask the code to print the diameter as d, the circumference is c, the area is area. In our h, we just defined constant double pi, which is 3.14. In CPP, we just include the constants.h file. Actually, we can use this code without doing the triple mana method, but I just did it by triple mana method because doctor asked us for doing all the codes using triple mana method. We didn't write anything here because no need for writing anything. All the things that we mentioned are in this file. So once we run the code, the program will ask us for entering the radius, for example 57. So the diameter of the circle is 114, circumference is 375.96. the area is this number. I chose this code because I find it interesting because we don't have any integer in here. All we need are string things. So in our gradebook.cpp, the idea of this code is to write or print strings. We have strings or we have text. We need to print out. We need to make the code to print some words in triple manner method by dividing the code to 3 files. Actually, this way makes for example, once we are a team and we are coding the same code, instead of taking all the code and start to work, I don't know from where to start, I don't know from where to the previous programmer ended his code, we can communicate the code by using triple manner method easier. We will find it easier for all the team, and also all programmers are using this way or this method. Here in this CPP file, we included the gradebook.h file, this file. First one we have gradebook, this one string and course name, and then instructor name. We defined it both of them as strings. We didn't define them as integers. The course name or the course here, instructor name is the instructor name. Gradebook and the course name, we defined it here. The gradebook will be void gradebook, and we set up the course name, and here we have the string of course name. This course name equals to course name, and then the second one will be std string gradebook. Get, here we have the get. I don't know what to say. The get, I forgot. The get, this way we can get these strings by this one. It's the same job of return, but we have to do it here. Get course name. It means we ask to print out the course name that we defined in here. Then we returned the course name. Also the same thing for the instructor name in here. And finally the void gradebook display message. The display message will be this program displays the book name blah 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 in here. Second line will be welcome to the gradebook. For course name is presented by instructor name. Here we defined them as get and get. In our H file we have public and private. So inside the class of the gradebook, also we defined it as include string here. So inside the class of the gradebook we have public. The public is going to be gradebook string course name and string instructor name. Void set course name will be the string of the course name, this one. String get course name constant will be the course name here. This for getting. Instructor name is mean instructor name, this one. And for getting this string, which is the instructor name constant, and we have here finally the void display message. So the code will start or will print this one first, and then it will get this one first, and then it will get this one first, final at the end, the display message. This plays the public, which controls the code behavior. Here with the private one, which is the string course name and string instructor name. Main to CPP, we included the gradebook.h file. Inside our main, we define gradebook. My gradebook is C++ programming. This is the name of the book, and this is the name of the instructor. We have to put this one here. My gradebook will be inside, from the gradebook display the message return 0. Once we run the code, we get this message. The account CPP file. This program displays account class using public and private method. In the account CPP file, we have the first account and here we have integer IP. If the IP is greater or equal than 0, so the balance will be IP. Else balance 0, print out initial balance is invalid. Then after we did this, we have the void account, which is the credit for the credit information. We will define it as integer A, so balance will be going as by 1, will be how to say it, will go up by 1, the A, and the account for the button we define it as integer A. So if A is less or equal than the balance, so the balance is going down than A. Else see out debit amount exceeded account balance. This for making sure if the account has the demanded money or not. Integer account, we have to get the balance from here, and we returned the balance. Then in account.h file, we have public and private inside the class of the account. So the account is, we defined it as the integer IP. Credit will be int A and debit will be integer A. For getting balance, we defined it as an integer, and constant. Private will be the integer of the balance. Main.cpp, we included the account.h file. Integer main, inside our main we have the account1 equals 1000, and inside the account2 minus 500. We have to print initial balances, cout account1, and also print account2. Account1 will be saved as account1 get balance, and we have the end on here. Account2 we saved it as account2. Also these things we defined them in here. These account1, from account1 the credit will be 500, and from account2 the debit will be 200. Cout after the transactions, this will happen after this transaction. Account1 get balance, the new money here will be printed. The same thing for the account2. You have to run the code here. So as we can see here, initial balance is invalid, and this one will be happening before and after the transaction from account1 and account2. In this example, inside our main, this is the main.cpp file. We included first the invoice.h file, which is this one. We use using namespace std. Inside our main, the invoice will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. This will be like this. And we have here hammer, which is the description, and here we have two for first I have to define what is this code's job. This program displays the part number and description and quantity and price per item and invoice amount. We have to print part number first, and we define it as invoice, and then we get part number. The second one for description, the same thing here. Quantity, from invoice get quantity. Price per item, from invoice get price per item. Invoice amount, so the amount will be from the invoice as get invoice amount. Invoice that set quantity will be set by -1. Quantity, from invoice get quantity. Invoice, from invoice the set price per item -1 will be printed as price per item. This one from invoice get price per item, and we return the 0 here. Then invoice.h file, we have this one. We have string here, so we included the string. We have public and private here inside the class of the invoice. We have to use these classes in this code. So invoice, the constant string and part number, and constant string per description, and integer for quantity and integer for price per item. Void set part number, so constant string and part number string get part number, constant here. Void for the description, and here we string get part description. For quantity, the same thing, integer quantity, and we get the integer of the quantity here. The same thing for the price item, we get it as integer here, and get invoice amount here for the last one. So,